Hi everyone. Let's talk about differentials. We'll discuss what they are and why they're useful. In the first exercise, we must write the slope formula for a linear function f using delta y and delta x. To find the slope, you choose any 2 points on the graph of the function and you divide the difference in the y values of the 2 points by the difference in the x values of the 2 points. This gives you the slope. You can write this equation slightly differently. You can say that the slope of a linear function is its derivative, which means I can rewrite this equation as delta y divided by delta x equals f prime of x. To show you where differentials come from, let me multiply both sides of this equation by delta x. When I do that, I will get delta y equals f prime of x times delta x. This is a very useful equation. It tells you how delta y changes depending on how delta x changes. Let me show you how this works using this picture. We're given a linear function f of x. Let's assume for now that this function has slope equal to 2. Now, if I start at any point on the graph of the function and I choose to go to the right, let's say 3 steps, delta x is 3. What will delta y be? Because slope is 2, the derivative is 2, and delta x was 3, that tells you that delta y is 6. If delta x is 5, delta y will be 10. If delta x is 10, delta y will be 20. I simply take delta x and multiply it by the derivative, and the derivative is 2, which tells me that delta y is always 2 times bigger than delta x. You can think about this equation as an equation describing a function. You plug in delta x and you get delta y as an output. For example, when I plug in 3 instead of delta x, I will get 6 as my output. This function described by this equation will work for any delta x, regardless if delta x is small or big. In practice, we often want to use delta x that is small. In that case, we do not denote delta x by delta x. Instead, we denote it by dx. What's more, whenever delta x is small, notice that delta y is also small. That is why, for small values of delta x, we denote this by saying dy equals f prime of x dx. You can think about dx as a small change in x. This is the input of your function. You can think about dy as a small change in y. This is the output of your function. Dx and dy are called differentials. In this case, dx is an independent variable. This is what you plug into your function. This is an input. Dy is a dependent variable. This is what you get as an output of your function. Dy depends on dx. Mathematicians decided to define dx and dy not for just linear functions, but also for other functions. This is exactly what the next definition says. If you're given a differentiable function f, then the differential dx is an independent variable. You can think about it as something small you plug into the function. The differential dy is defined by this equation we have seen before. It is defined as the derivative of the function at x multiplied by the independent variable dx. You can think about dy as an output of this function. Let's first practice computing differentials, and then I will show you how you can use them and what they actually mean. In the first exercise, we are given the function square root of x, and we must find dy at x equal to 4, and dy at x equal to 4, and dx equal to 0.1. If you would like to try this problem on your own, stop the video now. I know the formula for dy. It is that dy, the differential dy, is f prime of x dx. I know that f of x is square root of x, which means that the derivative of this function is 1 over 2 square root of x, which means that this differential can be written as 1 over 2 square root of x times dx. In part b, I need to find dy at x equal to 4, which means I will plug in x equal to 4 to my differential, and I will get that dy equals 1 over 2 square root of 4 dx, which gives me 1 over 4 dx. Finally, I need to find a differential where dx is 0.1, which gives me 1 over 4 times 1 over 10, which is 1/40. This is how we would compute differentials. What is the meaning of dy being 1 over 40? What does this tell me? Let's see on the next page. On the previous page, we found that the differential dy was 1/4 of the differential dx at x equal to 4. And when we plugged in 0.1 for dx, we found that dy was 1/40 at x equal to 4 and dx equal to 0.1. The first equation shows you that the differential dy is 4 times smaller than the differential dx at x equal to 4. If dx stands for some small change in x, and you know that dx is, for example, 1/10, then you know that dy, the change in y, will be 4 times smaller. For example, when I start at x equal to 4, y equal to 2, and I change the x value by 1/10, then I know that my y value, dy, will change by 4 times less. It will change by 1/40. Note that I drew the green line all the way to the tangent line. And that is because 1/4 is the slope of the tangent line. Do you remember how we computed 1/4? That was the derivative of square root of x at x equal to 4. That means that 1/4 is the slope of this tangent line. When you compute dy, you compute the change in the value of the tangent line as dx stands for some change in the input. So if dx is 1/10, then the change in the value of the tangent line is 1/40. How is this useful? Note that the value of the tangent line at 4.1 is very close to the value of the function at 4.1. These two dots are very close to each other. Which means if dy is 1/40, then I can say that the actual change in the function was also very close to 1/40. It's not exactly 1 over 40, but it's close. This is exactly the meaning of the differential dy. The differential dy approximates the change in the output of the original function f when dx is small change in that input. Note, whenever dx is small, these two dots are close, which means that this length is very close to this length. But whenever dx is large, this length is different than this length. As long as dx is small, dy can be used to approximate the actual change in the value of the function. Let's see if we understand this by completing a problem. We must use differentials to approximate f of 0.1, where f is the function e to the power of x. Said differently, we need to approximate e to the power 0.1. Note that we know the value of this function at 0. The value of this function at 0 is e to the power of 0, which is 1. We know the value of the function at 0. We want to know the value of the function at 0.1. That is a small change in the input from 0 to 0.1. And I know that if the change in the input is small, I can approximate the change in the output by using differentials. Let me then compute a differential. The formula is dy equals f prime of x dx. The function is e to the power of x. The derivative of e to the power of x is just e to the power of x, which gives me that dy is e to the power of x dx. I know the value of the function at 0, and I want to know the value at 0.1, which means I will compute the differential at 0 and see how much it will change as I move to 0.1. I compute now the differential at x equal to 0, and I get dy equals e to the 0th power dx, which is the same thing as saying that dy is simply dx, because e to the 0th power is 1. This tells you that as x changes by a small value, y will change by the same value. We are interested in the change in the output of the function when the change in the input of the function is small. In fact, the change in the input of the function, dx, was 0.1. We changed the input from 0 to 0.1. And when dx is 0.1, according to our equation, dy is also 0.1. The change in the output is approximately 0.1. This shows you that because the function had the value of 1 at 0 and it changed by approximately 0.1, we know that the new value at 0.1 is approximately 1.1.